Everyone, this is Tiger. And so I guess today's like the annual tell some stories outside in the snow day because we got snow. And, Cincinnati, these last few years, we'll get a couple snows, but it ain't a lot. I don't know what we're supposed to get here. Hopefully, there's no ice. So, everybody out there, I'm praying you don't get no ice in this crap. That's dangerous. But I want to share a story with you. So, back when I was a kid, we had these 4 acres, right? And at the very back of these 4 acres, there was some woods. But I mean, honestly, it wasn't that deep. Maybe maybe 100 feet by 50. So really not a big thing. But there was a lot of fallen logs in there. And one thing that I remember is I would get on my clothes. I'd be dressed all up, and I would get out there, and this one thing was, honestly, it was perfect for a bear, right? Some trees had fallen and they kind of piled up, but you could climb in like a cave. And I used to get out there for hours and hours at a time and play by myself. Wasn't many. We didn't have that many kids out there, so you really didn't get everybody together all the time because I think we had maybe 10 to 15 kids that lived right around there. And I would go down there and I would play for hours and hours and hours. And, I'd be frozen and come in. And the next day, so like when we had that big blizzard back in 77, I mean, I was out there for a week. I just loved, I could climb on these, and I could get down out of there. And it was I could warm up out there, and it was so much fun. But down the street where across the street, there was a U-shaped road, and down on the other end, um, on the second corner that where it headed back to the road, it was a solid mile and a half road, in like a horseshoe. And our scoutmaster, Kenny Lee, he lived at right there on the corner. He had we called it. It was to us it was a big house, but it was a house. And it was just sloped. It was a big slope down that hill, and then it came back up, and so you always knew that in the wintertime you didn't want to be going down that hill, right? Not in a car. No, nobody wanted to go down that road. Buses, they would not go down that in the wintertime, not when we had snow. Luckily, not much snow in Kentucky during the winter. So I remember we go down there and we'd all bring our sleds, because we all had some big 2-person sleds, and we'd all get our gear on, and we'd go out, and we would go flying down there. And of course, half the time you fell off and flew in the ditch, and you get down, you always crash. I mean, never did you get down to the bottom without crashing. But the thing that always got me is, you know, they would kind of they would let you get partial way down, and then they would take off. And here you're trying to walk up, and those skis. If you remember the old sleds, man, they had those rails and everything. I mean, those flyers, they 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 would take a leg out. And so we're walking up that hill, and I'm just thinking, man, ain't this kind of stupid? Somebody comes along and pop, take you out. But that didn't stop us. We was as dumb as could be. It didn't matter. Somebody hit you, knock you over, you get back up, walk up the hill, and go back down again and again. We did not stop. We would get out. I mean, you know, I just have to wonder, how does this generation live? Because we were stupid and we're still alive. Can you imagine that? As stupid as we were and all the fun stuff we did, we are still alive. So all you people that are in your 50s and 60s, and you got out there and blew an arm off as a kid, but you never stopped. So I hope you got some good memories of your days in the snow growing up, and you got to enjoy this stuff. And honestly, I'm most happy that it's Sunday out here, and we're not dealing with you know I know tomorrow's probably going to be no school and stuff, but at least we don't have to deal with all the bad weather, right? I mean, it's like if we're going to miss a day, I mean, we're going to miss it on a Sunday. Tomorrow, everybody's going to get back out, start trying to get their way back to work, because it is the new year. So, anyway, wish everybody safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, remember, like, subscribe, and give us some comments.